I'm like, oh, it's been going good. This is what I think of everything so far, you know, the job and everything. And he's like, okay, well, we don't see it that way. We're really disappointed with your work.
I don't think I can return to the States and be uninsured. It's too risky for me. And
did you have someone clock you out for your break? And I was like, yeah, like I forgot to clock out. Like I didn't want to walk all the way back. You can't fire me 20 days before my maternity leave.
Safe for your baby. Swinging on the pole, you could fall in those high heels and those teasers. Like, it's just not safe. I get you have to make your money, but you need to. Could you not ask to go back?
Switched off the brain.
And part of this evaluation has resulted in the elimination of your position.
So apparently, I'm part of that 300,000 black women. And I'm about to get fired today. So come with me to get laid off the day I come back from maternity leave.
From Randy, from other leadership, around just the challenges that our industry is facing right now with competition and regulatory changes, and of course all the increasing medical costs and so on and so on. And so to remain competitive in this market and to make sure that is here to service the members in our care, we've had to make some difficult decisions and evaluations around budget targets. Some of that has been around role reorganization and realignment, and then position evaluation. And part of this evaluation has resulted in the elimination of your position. So that decision is final and was.
Man, this is sad. But yeah, guys, I just want to tell you guys and let you know, if you're out there working, you're getting tired of working, I definitely can help out. I show you how to hire people for making a low fee and make 3 times more of that. So you get the money on the back end. Also, how to promote and make people managers, many different things. Also, I show how to work online, and I show how to legally, yes, I said legally, not pay taxes. And I can do that for all together for $125. Check the link down in the description. Also, check the link down in the comments.
Made in accordance with the staffing realignment policy, the HR staffing realignment policy. We do want to assure you that we're committed to supporting you through this transition. And we have this from Employee Relations. He's going to walk through some more detailed information regarding what we're talking about, this communication, what it means to you. And then at the end of this call, you'll have an opportunity to ask questions of Charles or of me. And I'll make sure to just share some additional thoughts. Before Charles gets started, we do just want to make sure you know that this is not any decision that was made regarding your performance and anything of that nature. It truly is a business decision and was based on role evaluation factors, just tenure factors and other things like that, but not performance based. So this is not any indication of the way that you performed, and we appreciate the support that you've given to Group EM&B.
Now, this is wicked, because what's happening is they're firing these ladies for taking maternity leave. That's exactly why she got fired. And they said, hold up, wait a minute. So you think you can have a baby and just, that's why a lot of ladies aren't having babies. That's why the birth rate dropped, because ladies are choosing to opt out for their careers, because this will happen to so many. And it's wild because it's hard to get a job. So why get a job and then lose it for having a baby? Ladies just choose the latter. And to them, that's not the latter, because that kills society.
Being unemployed.
You ain't got no job, man.
And I got noticed I was being laid off while on parental leave.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the last day of my parental leave was also the last day of my employment, which was yesterday. And while I could say a lot about how I feel, I want to focus on a much broader issue, one that I am now a part of. Since February of this year, over 300,000 Black women have been pushed out of the workforce, and that is across corporate, federal, and nonprofit sectors. Men, on the other hand, have gained more than 600,000 jobs, which is kind of funny because statistically, Black women are leading the...
Well, that's true, but what's happening is you're on maternity leave. There's a reason why they let you go, because they can hire a man, put him in, and he never needs maternity leave. unless he has a baby. And a lot of times when a man has a baby, he can keep coming to work.
Charge in college education and college degrees, but for some reason we are also leading the unemployment line. Follow me here. Black women make up for 7.8% of the population, right? But our real unemployment rate is 10.28%. That's far from a coincidence. That is a redistribution of opportunity. It's a targeted attack, and it's a structural red flag. Black women already face economic barriers like the wage gap, where we make significantly less than white men and still make less than white women. Like occupational segregation, where we are excluded from higher paying jobs and then also given less opportunity for career advancement. Now, couple that with the fact that these companies have chosen to no longer profit from their performative DEI initiatives, and Black women become disposable. And that can only be tied to two things: sexism and racism. Honestly, miss me with all the just get a job, just get what you can get conversation. Individual solutions cannot make up for structural failures. As for me, I'm going to continue to use this time to bond with my little baby. Exactly. I definitely feel like I'm in a transitional phase in life, so I do embrace it. One thing about Black women, we don't give up easy. And as for me, it never gave defeated. In the meantime, feel free to follow along for my journey. But most importantly, make sure to sound the alarm, because at the end of the day, when Black women are economically harmed, everybody gonna feel it eventually. What you got to tell them?
Yeah, I mean, everybody is going to feel it, but that's going to be a little far down the road, maybe in like 3 or 4 years. When you see people getting fired, right? That shows where the economy is going. And the economy is going downhill. Now, you saw recently Amazon laid a bunch of people off. You know, you have different companies laying a bunch of people off. I said it a while ago too, and somebody said, "What are you talking about? They're not going to let people from Amazon go." I said they're going to let them go because they're bringing in AI. Why would you keep paying people who are not even making sure everything is copacetic and working correctly in the factories? I'll tell you, I ordered something from Amazon. I got the package. It was all discombobulated. I said, wait a minute. It's like this because the Packers, the person that's supposed to make sure it's right, didn't. And that's why my order came back like that. So there's a reason. You think Jeff Bezos is gonna keep wasting money because he's spending more money, not put a machine in that can do 10 times the effort of what people are doing? He'd be stupid not to.
Pregnant. Okay, so here's the tea. Fired while pregnant 20 days before my maternity leave. So I was 20 at the time, and I was working at Target. I had worked there for about 2.5 years. I was 9 months pregnant at the time, and I was working in Starbucks. I was going on my 30-minute lunch break, and I forgot to clock out as I was walking to my car. As I was in my car, I realized that I forgot to clock out. So I called my fiance's brother at the time because he was working, and I was like, hey, can you clock me out? Like, I forgot to clock out. He's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and clock you out. And I gave him my PIN number, and he went ahead and clocked me out. Finish up with my lunch break, and as I'm walking in back to Starbucks, my manager is looking at me, and he's like staring at me weird, and I'm getting weird vibes, and I'm like what's going on? So my manager is like, can you come with me? Can you set your apron down and just come with me? And there was a customer there. There's only 2 people working at the time. And I was like, well, my friend needs to go on her break, so I can take this customer. He's like, don't worry about it. Like, just follow.
I gotta say this, right? You had someone clock out for you, your brother-in-law clock out for you? Huh? They can see that on the cameras. You must have bumped your head. She got pregnant and her mind lapsed. Like, seriously, use your brain. She's not thinking. I'm getting airheadish vibes. Seriously, because why would you think? I gotta say this: Target and Walmart has some of the best security. They got those cameras that can. You have 15. All the cameras in the store can zoom in on the point when you clock out. Whatever cameras in that room, say if they got cameras in the room, brother. I said, I won't be shocked if he got fired too.
Me being like really confused. Like I'm like, okay, like what's going on? So as we're walking to his office, he has another shift lead with him to like make sure, like, I guess I don't do anything. So we get inside his office and he's like, unfortunately, well, no, he's like, did you have someone clock you out for your break? And I was like, yeah, like I forgot to clock out. Like I didn't want to walk all the way back inside because my feet are hurting. I'm 39 weeks. No, I'm 36 weeks pregnant, so I'm 9 months pregnant.
Should have walked back.
And he's like, well, unfortunately, you can't do that. Like, that's against store code. Like, you can't do that at all. And, like, we have to let you go. As soon as he said that, like, I'm just too stunned to speak. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, you have to let me go? Like, is there any way, like I can reverse this? Like, I had no idea, like, you couldn't do that. Like, obviously,
What?
If I knew you couldn't have someone clock you out, like, I wouldn't have asked.
You were better off coming back, not clocking out. The store say, where were you at for 15 minutes? I forgot to clock out for my break. Problem solved. What was man.
Him to clock me out. I'm like I'm having a baby in a month. Like, you can't fire me 20 days before my maternity leave. And there's just like, there's nothing we can do. Like,
you know what's funny? They had no problem giving her the maternity leave. Other jobs, would have been an issue. But there's so many Targets. Target's making so much money. Her going on maternity leave doesn't hurt the store. It's not like a regular corporation out there, like a nurse, and you need her on a shift, or you having a problem with having nurses, so many nurses on a shift or another position, right? But still, you got fired because you were imbecile.
You went against store code, like, it's in the rule book. And I'm just like, well, like, you guys don't even let us read the rule book. You guys technically, on the first day, you guys are just like skim through it, just press agree to everything, it's all good. So I'm like, how am I supposed to know that? He's like, yeah, pack your stuff up. There's nothing we can do, like, I'm so sorry. And leave and never come back. And I'm just like, okay. Like, literally, I'm like, okay. Like, because I'm like on the verge of tears, like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna tell my fiance. Like, I don't know. At that point, like, I had no idea what I was supposed to do or how to react. Like, I felt like they just, didn't want to pay the maternity leave. They got a chance and took it and, like, ran with it, And apparently his brother, the HR lady, said she heard him on the phone talking to me, and she's like, hey, are you talking on the phone? Like, she never was like, she said she heard him, and she never said, like, hey, you can't do that. She was just like, who are you talking to, blah, blah, blah. Like, she was never like, hey, I heard her ask you to her out, you can't do that. Like, she never did that. She literally just let it happen. And then claimed she was so sorry. I'm like, how are you so sorry? Like, I'm having a baby in a month, and you're so sorry that you didn't remind him, or because he had no idea either. And I'm pretty sure most people don't know, unless you're probably like a manager. You probably know.
I can't keep playing this video because her brain, she's a little bit airheadish, and like you should have known automatically. That's something that you know. Like having someone clock out for you is a no-no. I would have fired you right away too. I would have fired him too. They probably needed him, but shame. You're to be ashamed.
In the video of the stripper who's 32 weeks pregnant and she's mad because she got fired and she wanted to keep working until she gave birth. Has anybody else seen that video? This woman is coming to the internet forever.
A stripper wanted to keep working until she gave birth. She's gonna be like, "Hey, you got some dollars? Hey, you got some dollars?" Like, come on now. Nobody wants to see that. She was 32 weeks. She probably got away with it for a while.
Advice, I guess, to see, I don't know what she's asking for. Maybe she's trying to see if she has any legal recourse, you know, to sue her employer for firing her. But she's 32 weeks pregnant. Now, I don't know, you know, how it works with strippers, but I do believe they're independent contractors.
Yes.
But nonetheless, her employer told her she had to get a doctor's note to say that she can continue working while that far along, which why would you want to? Like, that is such a liability for the company. And for your, and it's just not safe for your baby. Swinging on the pole, you could fall, and those high heels and those teasers, like, it's just not safe. I get you have to make your money, but you need to, could you not ask to go back
switched off the brain
or something else? But to be 32 weeks pregnant, girl, you could go into labor. You could go into labor. You don't have that much time left. So she was upset that they asked her for a doctor's note, and she was like, "It's fine. I can get a doctor's note. My doctor knows what I do or whatever." But she got fired before then. I forget the reason, but the employer found a reason to fire her because she's 32 weeks pregnant.
Of course.
Normally, if somebody was working a normal job and, you know, got fired for being pregnant, I would definitely say you need to sue. Like, they are dead wrong. But stripping, like, come on now. Like, do you not care about your child? Like, I get you have to make your money, but was you not making enough to be able to have your own little maternity leave? Like, I don't understand why you would want to be, you know, on a pole and high heels at 38 weeks pregnant, 40 weeks pregnant. That is just crazy to me.
See, what people have to realize, these employers are smart. They know to let you go on the maternity leave, pay you, then fire you. So you can't say you was fired while on maternity leave. You got fired right when you came back. They're avoiding these lawsuits, boy. You ladies in trouble.
Because you're pregnant. Yep, that happened to me. I started working for this company end of June. It was a remote job, normal 9 to 5. I had some appointments, some midwife appointments and a hospital scan. So I did let them know that I have an appointment. But even then, most of the time I would use my lunchtime to go because I would try and get them around my lunchtime. I went on holiday for a week. This was end of July. So I came back from holiday, returned back to work for a week. The girl that I'm shadowing, she was a bit funny when I returned because I was like, oh, you know, I'm catching up on emails, but if there's anything, let me know and we can work together. She was like, okay. She just gave me like a thumbs up. That was it. You know, I was like, that's a bit weird. Anyway, the next day, she then came back at me with some more stuff for me to do. I was like, okay, cool. So the week after, this was on the 8th of August, I wasn't feeling too well, so I had to call triage. And triage actually told me to come in. So I had to go into triage. I was anemic, so I was really struggling. I had morning sickness. Sometimes, like, in between meetings, I'm literally like throwing up. Coming back to the meeting and just smiling like, yeah, it's all good, it's all good. You know, it was a lot, but I genuinely tried my best and I tried my hardest because it's a new job and I don't want to keep calling in sick. I had to go to triage that Friday afternoon and I told my manager, I just sent him in an email that, look, I'm pregnant. And within like 2 minutes, he replied to that email and he set up a meeting for us for Monday morning. And he called it catch up. I was like, okay, cool. Because I thought, okay, then we'll just catch up and then I can finally tell him like the health challenges I've been having and things that I've been going through. So that's what I actually wanted to do. So I went to triage the rest of that Friday afternoon. So I wasn't online on my laptop. I did come back online just to see what's going on, but then I had missed the meeting that they had gone into, whatever. Anyway, I told them I had to go to the hospital. So Monday morning comes and this manager fires me. Now, bear in mind, I tried to tell him for like 3 weeks, I was trying to get him on a Teams call, and he just never had the time for me. He'd always say, "Oh, we'll do it tomorrow," or he would just ignore my messages completely. So Monday morning comes, and he basically asked me how it's going. I'm like, "Oh, it's been going good. This is what I think of everything so far, you know, the job and everything." And he's like, "Okay, well, we don't see it that way. We're really disappointed with your work."
Lady, you just started working the job and you kept missing work. Man, she wasn't even fired while on maternity leave. They let her go. She just started the job and was pregnant. You should have got the job after you had the baby. And it's already hard to get a job in the first place. You go into jobs pregnant? Man, this is sad.
You're not showing interest. You're not showing
Yeah.
this, that, whatever. So my performance and this and that. And I'm just like it hit me out of nowhere, because none of this was ever mentioned to me. Ever. Never mentioned to me. I was just, I think the word is gobsmacked. Is that a word? Yeah. Gobsmacked? What does that mean? I was taken aback. Gobsmacked. Whatever. Literally, and I was shocked. And so basically he then said, I think we should just call it a day here. And I'm like, so that's it? Like, you're not going to give me another chance or anything? Like, you could have let me know, nothing. He was like, no, let's just call it a day here. So that was it, basically. I did ask them for an email detailing exactly why they're dismissing me. They sent me that. I told them Friday afternoon that I'm pregnant. As soon as I send you the email telling you I'm pregnant, you then send me an email back with a meeting invite and you try to catch up for the next working day, which was Monday. So then Monday comes and you basically fire me. I'll probably do like another part 2 on this or whatever, and go into a bit more as to what I am doing about it. It was really tough and hard in the beginning. It was a complete shock. I have never not been employed since I finished uni. I've always been working, and it's a shock now. Like, I'm not working, and you feel so powerless when that happens, And I feel like these companies know that you're pregnant, you're weak, you're vulnerable, you're more emotional. Like, now I'm laughing, like I'm smiling now, but last month I wasn't. I was not laughing. I was crying. I was so down. I was speaking to midwives about it, and I was actually crying. Has anyone else been through this or experienced this? Even this year, even in this 2025, if you have in the past as well, put it in the comments. Let me know. It's not nice that this is still happening to pregnant women this day and age. I'm going to talk a bit more about what happened afterwards, and also how I contacted ACAS. If you want to know who ACAS is, if you've been through this and you need help, you need to know who's ACAS, who's all these. I did also do a data subject access request, and even with that, there's been pushback on that, which is not surprising. So yeah, just follow, and yeah, I'll talk more about this.
Good morning, guys. Where should I start? I should start, but why is it 11:24? And
This says when you get fired from your 3-year job and you's about to go on maternity leave. If I landed on your FYP, do me a favor and click on my buttons, and I will do the same for you. This lady sounds like she got fired and took a Percocet. Seriously, listen to the way she's talking. Ah, man, we gotta pray for her. She got fired and now she's gonna turn into a drug addict. Listen to her.
you still got a bonnet on your head? It's because I have no job. My job fired me yesterday, and out in September 1st.
She's in her pain.
Maternity leave. But that's okay. That is all okay.
Oh, she on some perks.
Because guess what? God always got room in the bush. So if you see me on your For You page, or if I land on your For You page, click all my buttons, and I will do the same for you. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Man, it's just not good. You seen that slow? I do the same thing for me. Uh, I'm surprised she didn't say I'm high as hell. This is no good. Damn.
Time on how I got fired from like my most recent job while I was pregnant as a medical assistant, you guys. Mind you, for some reason, I'm only 31, okay? But I'm always the youngest person at my job that I work at, and I'm always the only black person, like I promise to God. Like, it's crazy and it's hella annoying because I feel like that causes a problem. And that's another thing, like I feel like, I don't know if I was racial profiled or what, but I worked in general medicine. And one day I came to work and I forgot that I had on like some scrubs that were not super big, because I normally wore like big scrubs and like sweaters and everything to like cover me up, which legally, like, you're not in Washington State, or I think anywhere, you're not supposed to be fired from being pregnant. So that's like against the law, and I really probably should have pressed a lawsuit. Another thing too, and my car got hit at the job. And I'll tell you about that in a second. Anyways, one day my manager was like, oh, can I speak to you or whatever? Before all this happened, let me just go ahead and jump into that first. Like, the front desk was like hella cool with me. We were like getting along. Everything was great. And so they hired this new, she was black medical assistant. And I was permanent, but she was just like through an agency. Then things started to get a little weird. It's like they try to like put us against each other to see like how things were going to go.
They were getting rid of you. They already knew you were pregnant. Man, it's like the brain is switched off. Like where I worked before, right? Before I left corporate, people were getting fired and hired all the time. When new people came, I knew they weren't getting rid of me. They were getting rid of other people. Seriously, but you should have knew. You're in a medical field that hired another person that has your job. There's nobody else around you doing that. And they have you doing contests. It was sizing you up.
Mind you, I'm very professional. I'm sweet. Like, I'm respectful. You know, like, I don't disrespect anybody. If I have any problems at work, like, I bring them to the uppers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't display anything that would make them think, oh, I'm the problem. Like, am I the problem? Am I the problem? Anyways, no, but seriously, so like I said, one day I forgot to wear some scrubs and cover up. So the HR lady had pulled me to the side and she was like, hi, Erica, how you doing? I was like, hi. And she like pulled me back, oh my goodness. I was like, like, you know, I was like shrugging her off, me like, hey, how you doing, you know? And she was like, oh, and like I didn't say anything after that. It was kind of like, you know, so then I ran to the bathroom. I looked at myself, I was like, oh my God, like I literally forgot to wear like big clothes. Like, they know. So then after that, she found out or whatever, which I did not confirm with her or nothing like that. Things started to get a little rocky, like I said. So the front desk lady started picking on me, and just things started to just go weird. Like one day my car got hit, and I go into work and I'm talking to like the doctor's wife, because she's like the manager or like something in the building or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you know, so my car just got hit. You know, this was like when I got off work the night before. And that bitch got the nerves to tell me, oh, well, we don't have cameras outside. I'm like, what? Like, this is a whole medical building. Like, what do you mean you don't have cameras outside? Like, she just, like, shrugged it off and was like, yeah, so, I don't know what to tell you, but you might have to just call your insurance. And I'm like, no. Like, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Like, I know it's somebody here at this office because my car was parked outside where people that work in that building park. So, literally, like, if somebody hit me, like, either was a patient, but I'm thinking it was somebody from the building, just because the way that it would make, like the way they said it, like everyone was acting after I said, oh, my car got hit. Like everybody started to act, look around and get like oblivious or whatever. Like they didn't know what the f- going on. And they was like, oh, well, we don't have cameras. I'm really sorry. Didn't help. So that happened. So then like, let's replay like, so then like a week or two later or whatever, after, like I said, the HR lady see my stomach and everything, and she's like noticed that I was pregnant. Like one day the provider's wife came to me and like pulled me to the side, and she was like, oh, can I talk to you for a minute? I was like, sure. You know, I was already a little nervous going to work every day after that incident with the HR lady, so I was on pins and needles, like trying to do everything I can, you know, my best, because my original plan was to work at my medical assistant job until I had my recent baby, but things didn't go that way. Anyway, so she was like, it seems like you're having a hard time here. Like, is there anything you want to talk about? So I explained to this on like how I feel and just like how I feel like, you know, I'm being picked on by like the and like ever since you guys hired the new MA, like it seems weird, like you guys are just kind of mistreating me. You know, I didn't bring up anything about like my pregnancy or nothing like that, and neither did she. But what she tried to say was, oh, it seems like you're not having a good time here, and then it seems like you're not like moving fast enough. And when I'm telling you guys, I'm moving, like I'm 5-6 months pregnant, you guys, running all around the building, like doing everything for real, like going over and beyond, because that's how I am at work. I was so pissed. I was so hurt. Like I started like getting mad and cried. I was like, I really can't believe that. I was like, I got kids, you know. I was like, I got 3 kids. Like, how can you guys do this to me, you know? And long story short, it just really made me feel like, okay, like literally your position is never permanent, no matter what you do in this lifetime. Like I'm going to school to become an RN, registered nurse, and like my goal is to have my own business because I do not want to work for nobody. Because I've had instances like this where it's always like, well, I feel like it's like a color problem or not just that, but things happen and like no one really compensates me for what I deserve, and like I'm not treated fair, and I'm just tired of feeling like that, you know. But that's what happened though, and I just was like, wow, like it's opened my eyes to everything, you know. So just beware, you guys. People really will pick on you, and you just gotta know when and like what's best for you. And like for me, I feel like running my own business would be like the best thing for me. And becoming a nurse, I just want to like take that stigma away or try my best to.
I guess at this point, we just need to know if you're planning to come back to the U.S. to work, or if we're going to be separating ways.
Yeah. I took a while to respond because I needed to regroup with my husband and my family, and I love working. I love working here. I love my job. I thank you, Katie, for this opportunity. It's just been great. Sorry, but I don't think I can return to the States and be uninsured. It's too risky for me, and it's just not the best move for my family. So I wish there was a better solution. I would love more time. Sorry. I would just love more time to just finish up any projects. I don't want to leave, like, you know, with things not finished. Shoot.
Katie, I spoke with you. I think we're in an okay place with projects.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Is that, would you agree, Catherine? Katie? Catherine. I'm looking at your name on the thing, Katie.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens all the time. Yes, I think we're in an okay spot for projects.
Okay.
So then you're not going to be returning for the. So we will be terminating employment. Then today will be your last day, the 12th.
Okay.
We do need to. I know you have a laptop, and I think you have a mobile phone.
I do.
So we're going to need to have that equipment returned.
Yeah, that's no problem.
And so I will send you an email to your personal email.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely are always replaceable. At work, it's one of those things. But she's overseas. She has a military husband. Be a wife to your husband, right? Work on starting your own business. That's why I totally believe in doing your own thing. And that's how I came to the Philippines. I was doing my own thing for at least 4 years before I came here. So I knew I was going to be secure in everything I was doing. And that's why I made the move. And I say the same thing for plenty of you guys. Definitely make sure you have something set. If you decide to leave and go across these waters, you definitely want to make sure you're making money. And the wild thing is in the Philippines, the cost of living, woo, you could make it if you had a job for $6 an hour. Seriously, that's how inexpensive it is. So imagine doing things like I'm doing. The opportunities are endless. That's why so many people come over here and start BPO services. That's where you hire Filipinos to do work for you. I've saw people go from 0 to $3 million in 3 years with a BPO company. You can do the same thing.
Yesterday, and one of the reasons why is because I'm too efficient.
No, ma'am. You didn't get fired because you're too efficient. That's not what happened. So my name is Jessry, and I work in HR, and I talk about navigating
corporate life. So I give career advice, resume advice, and everything in between. So the last video I just stitched in, and I'm fairly new to TikTok, so I'm hoping you guys will be able to go back to her page and watch the entire video. But that young lady pretty much explains why she was let go. And she states that she was let go because she was too efficient. Now, this young lady, more or less, make the story short, she was pretty much being proactive. Her boss, supervisor, whoever was above her, asked her to do a task or prepare for a task. And she pretty much already did it without having to be asked to do so. Because I guess she already knew what was coming up and was just already prepared. And so they ended up letting her go, I guess, leading that particular thing. So we can argue about it next month because we're not going to argue about it this month. But unfortunately, we live in a society where there are very ineffective leaders and leaders that have egos that probably have no business being in management. Because if you have an issue with an employee that's extremely proactive,
I got to pause it right there, right? Because this one lady went in her comments and said the right thing. Take a look at this. This is what she said. 48 laws of power never outshine the master. That's exactly what happened. Doesn't matter if it was an ineffective leader. This ineffective leader is always in top positions. Usually the people, if it's a guy, the alphas are the ones that have the top positions, right? That tell people what to do. Or if you're a female, they like to call, oh, I'm a female alpha. Well, anyway, usually the people that are in the top positions are never, right in the head or never morally correct. Because myself, I wouldn't get offended by that. I'd be like, wow, she's doing great. I'll give her more work. Thank you for doing that, right? I'd be looking at her, hey, you need to get a promotion soon. But you know what the person's probably thinking? You're going to take my job eventually. Got to get you out the way. You never outshine the master. 48 Laws of Power is so real, and everything in that book I've saw play out my life. Definitely, I think a lot of you guys should get that book, 48 Laws of Power. But seriously, relying on these jobs is not for you. That's why I say make something your business, make it something you do, and you can even do that with working, right? That's why I choose freelancing, because you do that on your own terms, and that's what it's about. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.